Welcome to another session with Camilita Q&A. If you haven't already, please do not forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe so you can hear all the videos that we've got coming up and I can answer your questions. And more importantly, if you have questions, type them in below and I will answer them on our next session. Okay? So, this is a question, and I know so many people have asked me this over the years, and I'm glad that we are doing this today. So, welcome to this special session on Carmelita Q&A. This one, today, we're talking about dealing with limiting beliefs. Wow, that is a powerful topic. And yeah, you know, a lot of people talk about limiting beliefs. You hear about books on limiting beliefs and this on limiting beliefs and all sorts. And people go through their whole life still having limiting beliefs. Can I just encourage you? Can I just tell you? We all have limiting beliefs in some way or some form or fashion in our lives, okay? It is a normal thing. People look at me now and they think, Camelisa, you have limiting beliefs? I'm like, yeah. And I've had to learn to deal with those and still dealing with it every single day. But the difference between the people that overcome and the people who stay with their limiting beliefs, it is those who overcome, they take action. My favorite quote that I say to my clients, action dispels fear. The more you get into action, fear goes away. But when you don't get into action, you are not giving yourself even a chance to overcome. Because action, when you get into action, you sort of, you're busy doing stuff, you're not even bothered. Let me tell you about some of my own limiting beliefs that I had when I started off in business or coaching or training or doing videos. I mean, you name it. One of my, well, couple of my limiting beliefs was I'm black, I'm a woman, I'm from the Caribbean, my English is not very good. And all of those things I told myself in my head. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that. I told myself. Why? I don't know. But I told myself that this was the reason why I'm not a success. So this is the reason I didn't have this. So this is the reason I didn't have that, because this is who I am. And I remember going to an event sometime in the US years and years and years ago. And we were told to stand up and, talk about who we are and what we do. And I told them, and they were like, "Oh my God, you have a limiting belief. We love your accent. We love it. We love it. You're amazing. You're a fireball." And I was like, "Really?" And for the first time, I realized that my uniqueness was what people loved, not what I was not. The challenge for a lot of people is that they deal with what they are not and they watch people who are and they judge themselves based on that. They judge themselves based on someone else's income or someone else's car or someone else's, spouse or someone else's love life or, I mean, you name it. They judge themselves based on something else that has nothing to do with them. Limiting beliefs. I had limiting beliefs in doing videos, doing lives, doing YouTube channels, doing podcasts. I mean, you name it. I was like, oh my God, are people going to like it? And then I realized, you know what? Again, action dispels fear. Once I started doing it, I thought, yo, this is easy. I can do this. I can do this. And I just started doing it. And the more I got into action, is the more the fear went. That's how I dealt, and I'm dealing constantly with any limiting beliefs that I possess. I get into action. I feel to do something, I just get on with it. Remember when we were first launching our events business, Event of Champions? Um, and someone said to us, "Why are you going to launch that in January? There's so many other events. I mean, you got this person coming in to London and that one coming to London, and you're going to do your event at the same time. Why would anyone want to come to your event?" And I said, "We're going to make our event different. So people will come." But I realized people weren't coming because the event was different. They were coming because of the people who were speaking. They were coming to learn. And then I realized people were following me. Oh my God, people actually wanted to come along to this event. And we put the event on, and the event was a success. And I remember someone who's writing for Forbes said, "I'd love to do a feature on you on the event and why it's different and how you launched it and all of that." Now, had I not gone on and done it, that wouldn't have happened at all. Action dispels fear. Once you get into action, I promise you, half the fear you're experiencing right now will go. When I was getting my driver's license in the UK, I was so fearful. Oh my God, I'm driving. And I mean, I have a license. I got a driver's license in Trinidad. In the Caribbean, I can drive. I drove here, at the beginning when I just arrived legally. But then I thought, oh my God, I'm getting my driver's license. Oh my God, I'm going on the road. And I tell you what, I was so fearful to even start. And the nail technician would say to me all the time, Carmelita, you need to get your license. And I would say, yeah, 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 I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then eventually, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Like I have nothing to fear. I've got nothing to lose. I'm just going to do this. I remember doing it. And when I passed my driving test, the because I went past first time, boom, done. I don't know what I was fearful for all the time. I don't know what I was worried about. And this instructor said to me, "Well, you passed. You had two hazards or whatever she called it. Like my husband said, you are the hazard." And she said, "Well, you got two," and I'm like, "Okay, thank you," and I passed. And then she said, "So what car are you going to drive when you now that you've qualified?" And I didn't really want to tell her to begin with. And then eventually, once I got back in the yard and I said, and she said, I passed. I said, "Oh, I'm going to be driving an Aston Martin. It's my car." She said, "What?" Like I didn't want to tell her before. But but I had so many limiting beliefs that even passing my driving test. Guys, I'm telling you, action dispels fear. Get into action. Do something. Write that book. Create that program. Write that course. Sing that song. Go online. Start investing in that property. Buy that thing you always wanted to buy. Do something because once you get into it, action dispels fear. Get into action. That is how I deal with my limiting beliefs because we all have it to an extent. So I hope that you are going to take this on board and you are going to learn yourself how you truly can get rid of your limiting beliefs or at least deal with it every day as you go along. It's something I've had to deal with. I'm dealing with it, every day, but I am grateful that I deal with it every single day. Even learning AI, let me tell you, I was like, oh my God, AI, oh my God, I'm not techie, oh my God. But then I said, no, no, I am going to learn one AI platform every single week. And I'm going to learn probably two a week when I get used to it. And I'm going to probably learn three a week when I got used to it. And I started learning. And I realized this is not difficult. This is not hard. And I apply it now in my business. It has saved me over 300 grand just working in AI, saving money and making money through AI. It has allowed me to speed up some of the things which I'm doing. It has given me free time in the week to do other things like talking to you right now, all because I embraced AI. Okay, I the fear, that limiting belief is people going to like it. And you know what? When I learned enough, I thought, you know what? I'm going to start teaching this. I started teaching people how to use AI. And other people were like, oh my God, you know so much. And I thought, wow, look at that. Your limiting beliefs will only go away once you get into action. Action dispels fear. Get into action. Those limiting beliefs will go away in a jiffy once you get into. And I have stories I can tell you, stories I can tell you. But that's enough for today. Don't forget, click the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Press the notifications bell so you can get the next episode where I'm going to be answering your questions. And if you've got another question, type your questions below. I will answer it on the next session. All right? Any questions, go to camilita.com. Click on my entrepreneur assessment. Tell me more about you and what's going on in your life. I would love to hear it. Or just comment below. Tell me what's happening. If you like this, comment, share it with someone who has limiting beliefs. How do they get over it? Or how do they deal with it every single day? Okay? I'll see you soon again. Have a great day. And when you get it done, I will see you at the top.